Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome in general. So, I had the ultimate case of the Mondays yesterday. I tried to record this video 5 separate times, and my camera just kept turning off after 5 minutes. And so I would look at it and realize I was talking to myself. So, here we are. I fixed the problem. Crossing fingers. And let's hope that we can get through this video. So we are doing a picture from 50 Autumn Miniatures. Because the paper in here is Create Space, I wanted to use colored pencils, so I scanned it and printed it out on my favorite paper, which is, I think it's called Nina Astro Bright. I'll put a link in the description below. I don't like the colored pencil paper like the Strathmore and all those. I know they're supposed to be the best, but they don't really match my coloring style. I find them too toothy and gritty, and I just want something smooth. So that's why I'm using this one. But I colored this sunflower during my 5 attempts to record. So today we will do the petals for the other 2, and we'll see where we are on time. I'm going to try and keep these short, but like do them back to back so that you can pick right up. But that way, if it's like a half hour, you have a half hour, you can sit down and do that. I thought that would be easier than doing like a full out long color along. So today we're going to focus on how to color sunflower petals as part of this color along, and we are going to use the Amazon Basics colored pencils. Yes, Amazon has taken over the world and has their own brand for everything, including colored pencils. I did a review on them a couple months ago. They're actually not too bad. I actually like them. So I thought it'd be fun to do that. These are definitely a budget pencil though. So the colors you'll need are Burnt Ochre 553, Sand 502, Ochre 552, and Light Ochre 554. I will zoom you guys in so you can actually see what I'm doing. If I don't, my camera holder has been really extra touchy lately. Okay. So what we're basically doing here is sunflowers aren't straight up yellow. They have some brown, and also I wanted to add a little extra brown in here just because we have a fence. So you want to kind of tie those together. So starting with our Burnt Ochre 553, we're going to work on this one here. Make sure I'm in frame. Oops. Yes, I had planned on putting this up yesterday, and oh my gosh, the camera would keep turning off, and then I would look at it and be like, I've been talking to myself for, 5 petals. So I am here again. Hopefully it will post. I still feel like it's a Monday with how crazy busy things have been. I also feel like the ultimate slacker on color alongs because it's just, it's been one of those times. Very busy at work. We launched a new system and it's just been pure chaos. But that's just with any system. No matter how much testing you do, everything you have to learn is new. It's just one of those, joys of upgrades. All right, now we're on to Ochre 552. Now I do have a question for you guys. So this is a color along, like we're gonna do the whole thing together, but in short bursts. But I'm kind of torn between doing just straight color alongs and just doing mini tutorials. Like, should this just be a mini tutorial on sunflower petals with Amazon Basics, or should it be a color along? What do you guys prefer? Now we're going on to light ochre. The reason I ask is I know a lot of people don't like to sit down and do color alongs. They would rather just do little short burst tutorials. And I it depends on my mood. Sometimes I want to do a short tutorial and learn how to do a certain color combo, while other times I actually want to color along. So let me know in the comments what you think. This is gonna be kind of a hybrid model, we'll call it. All right, now we're gonna move on to our sand. And sand is basically filling in the white space and serving as a blender. And I really hope you guys don't hear my dog throwing a temper tantrum in the backyard right now, howling away. All right, back to our burnt ochre. Let's get this group of petals. I can hear her howling at the door, but I don't know if the camera picks it up. Huskies are the world's biggest drama queens. So let's do a few other petals. I'm making it dark here where it's going to meet the center, and then I just feather it out. These do hold a point really well. They're soft though, not like Prismacolor soft, so let's not go that far, but they are pretty soft. I would say they're softer than a Castle Art, and they're definitely less, or they're not as dusty as Castle Art. I find the Castle Art's pretty dusty if you put some pressure on them. These are not as much. They are still dusty, but nothing like that. They kind of remind me of like a Black Widow, just a tiny bit harder than a Black Widow though. Then again, what I find soft, others might find hard because we may have differing coloring styles. All right, so back to ochre. Luckily, these are cheap, so you could buy them, try them out, and Amazon will take them back if you don't like them. So my favorite thing to do is, like, I'll buy a set from Amazon and I'll swatch it. And usually just swatching it, I can tell if it's going to be a pencil I like. And if not, I'll just return them. But Amazon's pretty cool about that. But these are pretty cheap. I don't know what they're at right now. I did have a friend let me know the 72 count set is out of stock. But don't panic on that, because I initially bought a 24 count when I stumbled across these earlier this year, and like a week or two later the 72 count came back in. So I had reached out to Amazon back then, and they had let me know that because of COVID, just their manufacturing, like just about everyone else in the world, has slowed down. So that's why. So just keep checking, they'll pop back up, and they were pretty cheap. I just can't remember how cheap. That off a little. All right, now we're on to light ochre. Yeah, for this color along, I wanted to try like a little hybrid mini tutorials / color along, but I also don't want to drag this out to like 15 episodes. So that's why I'm on the fence. Another idea I had was I would do a color along and then just kind of do a side video with a short tutorial on like mini parts. But I feel like that would also be overkill. So you guys tell me what works. I seem to get a lot more views on just the short tutorials than color alongs, so that was the other reason I was kind of curious what you guys prefer. Now pick up our sand. And again, we use the sand in our white space, but also just kind of all over, blending it all out. It's a really good color for that. And hopefully my hand isn't in the way. Okay. Let's go back to burnt ochre. Get a couple more petals. Actually, let me make sure I'm on camera. Yes, I am. All right. It's like I have to double check that the camera is still recording and that I'm on camera, because yesterday was super frustrating. On top of everything else I'm dealing with, just learning our new work system. So I already have technology issues in my life. So with my camera not working yesterday, I was just, ugh. But yeah, I apologize. I haven't done a lot of color alongs lately. Like I said, we launched that system at work, and holy moly, last week flew by. Like, I would start work at 5 a.m. and suddenly it was like 6 p.m. and God bless my husband for cooking, because otherwise none of us would have been eating. I have a feeling this week's going to be like that too. Ochre. We're back to ochre. I printed this out, and it's a super cute image, and I really wanted to color it. Plus, I've been interested in using these Amazon basics just because a lot of people don't even know they exist. I didn't. I just randomly found them. I have no idea how long they've been out. Definitely longer than when I found them. But they're not too shabby. I mean, honestly, I would use these. Well, no, I can't say that. I was gonna say I'd use them more than Castle Arts, but Castle Arts 120. You can't beat the color selection, so never mind on that thought. Alright, now we're on to light ochre. But still, these are soft. They blend really well. They're not scratchy. I have not found a scratchy pencil in this set, by the way. I cannot say the same for my Castle Arts. Heck, I can't even say that for Black Widow. I got some scratchy ones in Black Widow. But no scratchies in here. I hate scratchy pencils. I don't know why, but it gives me the chills. Alright, back to our sand. I keep wanting to call it cream. Just blending it all out, covering the white space. Yeah, I hope everyone else's week has started off better than mine. I will be doing this color along all week, don't worry. Despite how freaking chaotic it might get, I'm here. I will do it. Alright, so now I gotta get these other petals. And I have to admit, I have completely, by the way, we're back to burnt ochre, completely failed on Inktober. I had so many plans, but with work and then homeschooling the kids, yeah, that just didn't happen. October isn't over yet, though. There's still time. So you see where these petals overlap one another? Like you can clearly tell this petal here is overlapping this. So I added a little extra brown there. Obviously that one's going to be in shadow. Well, these petals that aren't overlapping or not being overlapped, yeah, that's the right word, they wouldn't be in shadow as much. All right, back to ochre. Okay, now we're on to light ochre. I did not check to see if you needed the 72 count to use all of these colors. I only have the 24 count one to compare. I'm assuming you probably will though, because of the way they skip around, but I could be wrong. I don't know what comes in. I think there's like a 48 count also. I don't know what's in that one though. All right, back to sand. Okay, let's do these other petals here. I might even come back with a darker color just to really emphasize the shadows, but I'm gonna wait until we do the center because these will be a lot darker and I don't want to make the petals too dark. So I want to see how that turns out first. And I'm kind of sticking to a similar pattern, but not. Like you'll notice I kind of change it up with each petal, but that's because that's just nature. Not everything's 100% uniform. And the light's gonna bounce off each petal differently, depending on how it's bending. So like, don't think you have to copy me exactly, just copy kind of the gist of it. Let's see, I want some of this darker yellow in here because this is kind of shadowed. I do use the circular motions with these guys. They blend really well. I'm quite surprised for how cheap they were. In fact, when I swatched them, I was pretty shocked. Okay, light ochre. I'll leave a link to the 72 count. I could do a link also to the 24 count. I'll show you the colors that come with that one that I know of. You can see if any of these colors are in there. But honestly, you can just wait because I promise the other one will come back. I just waited a couple weeks and it showed back up. Oh, we never even did that one. Oops. We'll get that in a minute. real fast. Let's break out our ochre again. Get this one over here. Straggler. Alright, and then we'll pull back out our light ochre. Just to get this one. I can't believe Halloween is so close. I haven't even put up my Halloween decorations. I'm just sewn out with the holidays, I guess. Alright, let's do sand. I think my thing is we're not doing trick-or-treating, so I'm just kind of like, we are going to do like a pumpkin hunt in the backyard, and for each pumpkin you get this huge bag of candy. And then we're going to have them do tricks for treats in the house and just watch movies and stuff. It's kind of how we're going to try it this year. I don't even know how many people are trick-or-treating. Alright, so we have a completed flower. Now we have one more flower to do. So we'll get the petals done on this one, and then we'll see where we're at on time, because like I said, I want to make these kind of shorter and easier. So say you only had 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you could jump on and do that. So let's get this one out of the way. This is a pretty simple picture too. It won't take too long. I would love feedback on the type of color alongs you guys like, because everybody is so different. That's kind of weird. I think that's part of the inside. Because I've gotten so much mixed. Some want just short tutorials, other people want full-on color alongs. I know some people that want the like long color alongs. I've seen some that are like 2 or 3 hours, and I personally am like, nah, I can't do it, even though I know I could pause it and come back to it later. So I'm always curious what people prefer. Do you like super short ones that are in like a bajillion parts? The only one thing that I worry about with those, because I know personally those ones frustrate me, because then it's like I have to wait 15 videos to finish a color along, and by then it's like I almost wait till the color along is completely done so I can go binge them one day. But other times I don't know, that there's days, you know, where I'm like, oh, I'll just do this one little part and then come back later. So yeah, you guys tell me. I mean, you guys are the one watching them. So we're just taking our burnt ochre, and I'm going to do all of the petals. Get these little shadows. It's weird that this petal is kind of flipped inward like that, while the rest are all pretty normal. And I think that's a petal behind it. It's kind of hard to tell, but we're going to say that it is. You'll see I'll use like a heavy pressure, and then I just go lighter. You always want to feather out. It just makes it easier, whether you're going light to dark, dark to light. Just a better transition. Okay, Okay, let's go to ochre. And ochre is like your darker yellow, so you want that more in the shadowy spots. You can use your light ochre for the areas where you want a brighter yellow. Originally I was going to do this in marker because this is a perfect picture for marker. But then I had just gotten the idea, I was like, hey, I haven't used these Amazon ones, maybe I should try those. Hopefully my hand isn't totally in the way here. You'll notice I overlap my colors. That just helps blend them together. This one down here is going to be almost all in shadow just because it's tucked behind there. Alright. Now we're back to light ochre. You don't want to leave a huge white space, but I'm kind of leaving it on the inside of the petal just to kind of represent how they curl up and out. So like this one is curling down, so right here would be where it would get more light. Now let's grab our sand and we'll fill in the white space and also just press all over and kind of blend everything together. I mean, it's not like Prismacolors where they smush together and blend really nicely, but at the same time, these cover really well. Like I said, after we do the insides, that's when I'll decide if I'm going to darken up the shadows or not, because they might look better once we finish the little inside part of the sunflower. Alright, so I think we've got those covered. Zoom out. Oops, so we have our petals done, and in the next video we'll tackle the insides and probably the leaves. But before I let you go, okay, so here is the 24 count, and the colors we're using. So burnt ochre is the only one that's in that 24 set for sure. So these other three, the light ochre, ochre, and sand, are definitely not in the 24. See, because here they are in the 72. I don't know if they're in the 48 though, so I couldn't tell you there, but for sure they're not in the 24 count, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll get the inside and the leaves done on the next one, and then please do leave a message in the comments about what type of tutorials you prefer. If you want those shorter ones, or if you like the full-length color longs and stuff like that, just let me know. But I'm super excited to keep doing this and so happy that my camera stayed on. If I seem to have lost my gusto with this one, it's only because this is the now 6th time that I have done this, so you could probably, you know, understand the frustration. But yeah, we'll keep going, and then based on your comments, that'll help me with future color alongs. And then, as always, if you enjoyed this, please hit the like button. That helps me know that you enjoy the content, but also helps others find the content, you know, say when they're looking for color alongs and whatnot. But thank you guys so much for listening to me rant about my week and coloring some sunflowers with me, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care.